guys, what's up? Lingling is back with another video. So today we're going to do story time. Yes, this video is going to be about the time I lived with a cannabis dealer. Yeah, weed. She was selling weed. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. I'll give you a little introduction to cannabis history in China because I thought it was very interesting to just look it up when I wanted to tell this story, so you guys know the relationship between the plant and China. So this plant has been in China for thousands of years, actually. It's crazy. It's been a part of traditional medicine before, and in Chinese rural areas they still use it as a cultural thing. They also they eat it as a snack. They also use it for creating or making their own products like cotton and shoes and fabrics. Actually everything. When I was reading, I was like, whoa, they just use it for this and that and this and that and that and that and that. Whoa. Yeah, so cannabis has been a very important plant in China for a very, very long time. Since 1949, when Mao Zedong he came and took over China, they started to research more about this plant and see what effect it had on people and how it could be used and why it was dangerous. In the end of the no, not the end. In the 1990s, long time afterwards, moving fast forward here to make the story shorter, bam. The Chinese government started to enforce laws about using this plant, because before it was like people were just randomly smoking marijuana and hemp, and I tried to learn all these words, but it's just the same plant. It's from the same plant, cannabis. So yeah, people were just smoking, and it just turned into a crazy great business for dealers. So after 1990s, the police started to check up on people, but there are still areas where it's very common to deal with this what do you call it, like a drug or the plant, weed. Let's call it weed. So anyway, my story, right? I was living in southern part of China for a while. I was studying my Mandarin program and I needed a place to stay. So I went to one town and I told myself, you have now 3 days where you can stay in a hostel, and during those 3 days you need to find a place to stay. So that was my goal for those 3 days. I was checking online and I found a Chinese woman who was renting out a room in her shared apartment, and I thought, sounds like a great deal. So I went to see it and I really liked it, so I paid her some money and we wrote a little contract, or just like a piece, actually just a tissue writing. She's renting this place, she paid blah blah blah. Okay. Yeah, so I moved in the next day. Super easy, super fast, very spontaneous trip here. Yeah, I stayed in this place for like a week alone, and then one day this girl showed up. She was going to be my other roomie, and I was like, you look very nice. So we started to talk and she introduced herself, and yeah, the next thing was she told me, hey girl, you can eat all my stuff in the fridge, but you cannot touch this and that thing. And I was like, why? That's kind of weird, you know. She was pointing at chocolate and like ice cream and stuff. So she said to me, well, the thing is that I'm dealing with weed. And I was like, whoa, okay, stop, girl, what? What are you doing? At that time, I had no idea about the business in this area of China, and I was so shocked because me, a nice, naive, cute girl from Denmark who had never done anything wrong, I was speechless. I had no idea how to react on this, but the girl was super calm and casual. She was just like, you know, that's what I'm doing to earn a little bit of extra cash so I can study here. And I thought, okay, well, you know, try to be open-minded. So I was like, okay, so how is this working? And she told me how she was traveling around the province to find other Chinese dealers and get the stuff from them, or the weed from them, and then take it back to town and sell it to other people. And she had all these different kinds of things, so they put it into the ice cream and chocolate, and she had dried weed, mushrooms, and I went to a party with her later on, and they gave us like a small cookie, you know. And I actually didn't eat it because I was so afraid that something crazy would happen to my head. So I was just like, oh, thank you. I grabbed it and then I put it under my chair and pretend that I lost it. I dropped it on the floor. Yeah, that's how I deal with those things. Well, anyway, I was just really surprised that I was living with a girl who did that, and she told me a lot of things about it. She was very open about it, and yeah, I stayed with her for 1 month, and nothing ever happened to me. But the dates, like today, I think about the fact that if the police had come around, if I would have been a part of it, I don't know. But yeah, that was a crazy time in China. So have you tried the same, or do you, I don't know, you probably haven't. Or if you have, you probably shouldn't talk about it online. I don't know if I should talk about this online, but I just thought it was a very fun story. Yeah, I hope you liked this little video, and please give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe for more videos from Lingling. Until next time, guys, have a nice day, and 再见.